Good morning.
Good morning,
What's your name?
Constance.
All right. What would you like to tell me? Hang on one moment. Go ahead.
I grew up in a place called Southfield Lathrop Village, which is a suburb of the suburbs. We had an in-ground pool in our backyard, about 10 feet deep. And as a toddler, I was told my twin brother leaped into the water. And at 2, I jumped in after him to save him. Of course, I didn't know how to swim yet, so we both sank. This story has a happy ending. I'm alive. But the plot twist is I learned I would go through the extremes for the people I love. My twin, whose eyes glow neon yellow because he had sickle cells. And as a child, for years, he was in and out of hospitals. We were told he wouldn't make it, and all I could.
Notice her use of the term love bombing. It's a clinical term for a tactic where an abuser overwhelms a victim with affection early on to create a psychological dependency that's incredibly hard to break later.
Remember is how sad he would get when visiting hours were over and how bad I felt for being the healthy one. It was so many days I wish I could take his pain just to give him a break. I would endure it. My mother raised us on unity and to look out for each other always. I usually don't talk about myself, so these are stories that people don't get to know about me. I met Justin around the time that my older sister died. I never told you that. I didn't realize how vulnerable I was, but I really wasn't looking for friendship. In fact, I used to spin him. I wasn't interested in anything, but then the love bombing started. And the things Justin did to secure our friendship was legendary. Do you know you were the first person to take me to Campus Marshes, the Q Line, MoCat, the Gospel Cafe, Riverwalk. You were super pressed to be around me because of our relationship. I got a message telling me to go to the dorms to check on him. I never forget the one desk lamp, the cheap blue rug, or the hand-painted truck. When I went to Justin's room, the space was somber, the air was stale. He began to cry. I kept asking him, Justin, what's wrong? What's wrong, Justin? What's wrong? He sobbed into my neck. And suddenly I wasn't angry, disappointed, or hurt. I was confused, concerned, and afraid. I kept saying whatever was wrong, we could get through it. And everything was fine. He took a step back from me, rolled up his black hoodie sleeves, and blood was running down his arms. Horizontal lines like waves, he jumped in. And even though I never swam like this before, I was going in after him. I never knew anybody who self-harmed. It broke me in a unique way. I didn't know he was sharing trauma with me to justify future abusive behavior and condition me to refer to it. It was his get out of free jail card. Once he knew he had my heart, he started testing boundaries. It started with the thump, a gesture that you would do to test the ripeness of a watermelon. This was Justin with the haircut, not the one with the braids, the twists, the plaits, the curls that I did for free. Haircut Justin that emerged after months of horrendous torture that his Superman refused to save him from. It was times that monkey business got so barbaric that I would drive him in his car in circles around Ipsy just so he felt safe enough to sleep. I watched him harder. I loved him more. When you're the last man, you often feel beta. Every day I poured into him, hoping that he would love himself more than his inferiority. A thump to the forehead because
It's common for victims to try and negotiate their way out of a relationship safely. She's trying to set formal boundaries, but abusers often use these meetings as a final chance to belittle and regain dominance.
The follicles. When I found out you were trying to do a girl homework that you liked, I told you that you were better than that, and I was rewarded with a busted lip. The shift between love bombing and devaluation. All I wanted from Justin was good, wholesome friendship. It was through hanging out with him that I got to experience some epic outings, vacations, Lantern Fest, escape rooms, museums, fairs, carnival. But boy, did they cost me. After he stonewalled me and we were playing chicken on the highway, I had enough. We met at Savannah Blues and came up with the terms of our not talking. He said that he would buy me out of our plane tickets and lodging, cover my medical bills, and I could get my stuff. I agreed to never talk to him or about him. After he cussed me out and belittled me for hours, I grabbed my purse and left the restaurant. Before I could even get to the freeway, he called me and apologized. He said he was going to work on himself and not to give up on him, that God was working on him. And the scary part is he got this God thing down packed. But if you believe and I believe, we both go to God, you repent, I forgive. Why are we here? One of us don't believe. We were supposed to be family, and I needed that. And I see how I got myself into this situation because when you love someone, it's hard to stop loving them, even when they are the most beautiful, gifted angel. Y'all, can hear everything he did to me, and y'all still love him, but I'm supposed to be made out of rock. When you spat on me at my aunt's funeral, I got back in the car with you because if I got picked up from the side of the road with my lip busted and my clothes torn, you would have been harmed. I've done a lot to save you in multiple ways. What did you do for me? You sent people to my home. You dug a grave for me. And you fell in, and I still showed you mercy. On the day you was asked about felonies and expungement, I still didn't want ill for you because that's what you're supposed to do. You wanted ill for me. You wanted to see me in jail. This is what the therapy is for, because I can't seem to be a hateful person, no matter how bad you was to me, and you wasn't a good friend for me. Maybe you're a good friend to the Planet Fitness predator, or the friend that borrows money without intent to pay, or the friend who you're a token Black to. You wanted me to build you up to get you where you needed to be, but you never made the same sacrifices for me. I'm not angry, aggressive Black woman. I am hurt that the friend that I love never loved me. It's like the yoke was not equal.
This is a heartbreaking look at trauma bonding. She is literally being beaten but is still worried about his well-being. Abusers use their own trauma as a weapon to make the victim feel responsible for the abuser's actions.
I was a placeholder and I didn't even know it. I was his stepping stool, his punching bag, and I didn't even recognize the sign. I didn't even think right. I forgave, supported, was kind and patient, and yet I still have nothing to show for it. My feelings are valid. Your nickname is Scrap because I think everybody in your family knew you liked to fight. You slammed Go, ripped T's dreads out, and smashed Asia's fingers. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. If you needed to hurt me to feel whole, I can only imagine how empty you are on the inside. When you were stumping me out the day you hurt your ankle, I was laid in a fetal position, covering my face and head, thinking, at least he's not cutting himself. I could take the pain in the car, and Justin, we have matching cars. You don't tell people that the reason why the TV is gone out the living room is because you tried to knock me into it and it fell off the wall. You don't tell people the reason why there's holes punched in your house. You don't tell the truth at all. You don't tell people that day that you were asleep in your room, you were high on cocaine that you got from your brother. Like, you don't tell the truth. And I'm sorry, because I just seen that part where it says drinking, he's an alcoholic. And then you wanted to blame the drinking on me. When I've been sober this whole time. That's why I can drive your friends' cars, your brother's cars, everybody's cars, because I'm always the sober one. You sit here in your blue suit, and you don't have any remorse. I know this man for over 8 years. He doesn't have any remorse. He doesn't care. He just cared because he got caught. And now he can do the fake sad stuff. He can do the I was ashamed stuff. He can do the stuff that he did to his friend before me and that friend before him. He's not sorry. But once again, because I'm not a monster, when they asked me about the felony stuff, I didn't want that for you. But you wanted this for me. You wanted to see me in jail. You wanted to see me hurt. But I'm like, in closing, Justin, strap on your blue suit. Because not only did it not start in Washington, it started in Sterling Heights. What did you do to me in Sterling Heights? What did you?
The judge's frustration here is a peek into the bureaucratic side of the law. Without specific receipts or formal claims filed by the prosecutor's office, the court's hands are often tied when it comes to ordering immediate financial restitution.
Hold on. For the damaged door.
Damaged door, for glasses, and damage to a tooth.
Is that contained in any of the reports?
I do know, Your Honor, that the damaged door is listed in the report. I did not read anything about glasses or the tooth.
Well, when did
this incident?
Pardon?
For this incident. That's for this incident. In the report, there's alleged prior assaults from other areas.
If I may.
Hold on. Well, I guess my question is, today's the date and time for sentencing. Why don't I have that? I mean, when did the claim for restitution come up? I guess.
All right, Your Honor, this is Christine from Washington County
Yes,
Prosecutor's
ma'am.
Office.
excuse me, I spoke with Constance. Sorry, I'm just looking at my case tracking notes here. Constance and I spoke about restitution back in September, and broken glasses, the orthodontic work, and the damaged property. It's my understanding, you know, we asked for the receipts. It's my understanding that those weren't obtained at this time. I did speak with Constance this morning, and she's.
I have nothing upon which there is a claim for restitution that was made prior to today. I know how the prosecutor's office, well, I won't say I know how they work, but I mean, I know with the victim's advocates, you ask about that. You guys are great about getting that to Miss herself where appropriate ask. And I have nothing. And now I'm here today and I'm hearing that there's a request for restitution. So when are we going to get these receipts?
We hold restitution reserved for 30 days, 2 weeks, 14 days.
All right.
For a judge.
Yeah, no, I know that's typically how it works, but is there going to be like a dentist bill? Is that
my
what?
understanding? There's an estimate for the orthodontic where the glasses have been fixed and replaced, so that will be an actual receipt. The orthodontic bill is an estimate, and I believe the door has also been handled. There's a receipt for that as well.
This is her door?
The defense attorney is doing his job by trying to minimize her testimony. But notice how he frames it as contesting her facts. It's a final attempt to cast doubt on her credibility during the sentencing phase.
There's an estimate for orthodontic work that hasn't been done.
Correct. I believe some, you know, dental usually not covered by insurance, especially if the orthodontic work is not covered by insurance. So I don't know that they're able to pay up front for that.
I appreciate your patience. What did you want to say?
I don't know. I don't. So, Judge, there was a lot to unpack. We would just ask this court to adopt the sentence agreement, understanding that Mr. would contest a lot, but it's okay. We are here accepting responsibility for what he feels he is responsible for. And I will note that in all of those places, the police reports that I have seen were standbys for Mr. against the complaining witness. We're not trying to proceed with any of those things. I want Mr. to put a period and move on. When the court said no contact, that wasn't Mr. It wasn't, it was the court.
Prior to me imposing sentence or setting a restitution here, I want to meet with